We'll talk about that later on the show and try and dissect it. Of course, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Darius, commended the Super Eagles for recording a 1-1 draw against Brazil in an international friendly played yesterday in Singapore. Speaking through his Twitter handle, Darius said the Super Eagles players were gallant as they showed incredible commitment against the star-studded Brazilian side. Taking advice of the Super Eagles, cannot roar, as his immediate goal is to prepare the team for the 2021 African Cup of Nations AFCON qualifier. Speaking after the match against Brazil, Raw explained the high-profile friend was an opportunity to test his team's capacity and make adjustments where necessary before playing against Benin Republic and Lesotho. Having played a 1-1 draw against Brazil, former Super Eagles midfielder Wale just hailed the team for its impressive performance in the friendly. Super Eagles and Glasgow Rangers star Joe Aribo is elated to have scored a goal for Nigeria against Brazil. He scored the first goal against Ukraine too. Abel, Kolade, good morning.
Good morning, Wale.
Let's leave this topic about first 11 not yet ready and all that for later. Okay. So far so good against Ukraine, against Brazil. Young talent did very well, and of course, standing out, Joe Aribo gets the first goal against Ukraine, gets the first goal against Brazil.
Yeah, certainly yes. Joe Aribo has actually cemented his place in the Super Eagles, that position, and some persons are already saying that probably he's going to be our next Mika or next JJ coach. I think the guy is he has shown.
Don't let's forget the talent and skills of Samuel Chukwueze too.
Yeah, of course.
That's the man who is going to be the next JJ Okocha. The goal that was scored, it was a fantastic move from Chukwueze. Came from the right, dribbled like two defenders, got the ball to Aribo, and that was it.
And that was it. I think, like I said, they are actually. You can see the players are actually complementing one another, and you can see the movement. You can see the flair. You can see the moves of some of these young players. You can see that the Super Eagles actually have a future in these young lads. You look at they are very eager to play. Just look at that movement from Aribo. Look at it. Nobody expected that was going to be a goal. Look at his movement. The guy said he moves like as if he's a driver, and exactly that's what it does. You can see the energy from Osimhen to fantastic players, and I think by now people should know, Nigerians should also know that this guy General is this man, I would call him. He's been justified. People have actually criticized him that why it's not yet time. Why has not gotten his first 11 by now? But we can see with the performances of these players, and in as much as that, look at Aziz. He brought him in again. The likes of we can see that consistency. I think it was Keshi that actually introduced Aziz anymore. About 5 years back, and you can see the consistency.
Yeah.
So I think for the Super Eagles, the future is actually bright, and I have faith in these young players.
Okay, the latest medical setback for Neymar is his third Paris Saint-Germain player suffered while on national team duty in the last year. Now, Neymar said he felt discomfort and will be examined by Paris Saint-Germain doctors in France later. I'll read out the list of matches played over the weekend. And of course, let's listen to Nigeria against Brazil first. 1-1 is ended in Singapore. Of course, it was a star-studded Seleção. There was Neymar, there was Coutinho, there was Firmino, Casemiro. And of course, it ended 1-0. Our first goal from Aribo again. Let's listen to that. We'll come back and I'll read the rest of the matches played over the weekend. Okay.
From the penalty spot, it's a chance. 2 goals in as many games for Joe Abel. Scored in his debut against Ukraine, and he's done it again in his second appearance. Joe Abel breaks the deadlock for the Super Eagles. Nigeria 1, Brazil 0. For his options, Colin Arias, strong header off the woodwork, still loose, and Casemiro draws them level.
Yes, Nigeria against Brazil. Casemiro draws level. Let's look at matches played over the weekend. I'll play you some of them later. Kenya lost to Mozambique at home, 0-1. South Africa beat Mali 2-1. Ecuador lost to Argentina 6-1. Cote d'Ivoire beat DR Congo 3-1. Slovakia and Paraguay 1-0. Uruguay 1, Peru 0. Colombia and Chile drew goalless. Tunisia 0, Cameroon 0. Super Eagles forward Henry Onyekuru has agreed a deal in principle to join Turkish champions Galatasaray on a 6-month loan deal in January. The forward has struggled to replicate the form that saw Monaco pay 15 million euros for his services after establishing himself as a starter in Galatasaray's league-winning squad. As Super Eagles put a 1-0 draw against Brazil, Golden Eaglets will today take on Sao Paulo FC of Brazil. in a friendly preparatory to the FIFA Under-17 bill for Saturday, October 26th. Speaking ahead of the match, the team's head coach, Emmanuel Garba, said the friendly will be a good test to assess the players and also see how the players were adapting some of the things learned in training sessions since the squad arrived at Sao Paulo. The friendly is built for Sarapoca Sports Complex and will come up at 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Assistant coach of the Nigerian amputee football team, Benga Dosum, has blamed poor officiating for the squad's 2-0 defeat to Angola in the final of the just concluded Cup of African Nations amputee footballer. People who were there, Abel, insisted that the Nigerian team played better, but it was due to bad officiating.
Yeah, we've always complained about this. This amputee team, they've been very fantastic. They qualified for the tournament, and it's this keep happening in Africa again. Poor officiating, and then of course we know because of some gratification somewhere. Somebody will come and you have prepared well, and somebody will come because he's not qualified to even be there. By the way, and he gets there, and it's the effect of the same corruption that we talk about every time. And he comes, and it's actually quite unfortunate because this team actually they are fantastic and they are doing fine. And it's a very very bad thing when you know that you fully prepared for a tournament and you get there only to the ruin of it, the night of the victory by poor officiating.
So sad. National coach of Nigerian Deaf Football Association, Kamil Dean Banjo, has called on the Minister of Sports, Sunday Dare, to reward the deaf players, Deaf Eagles, after the team emerged runners-up at the just concluded West African Deaf Football WAFU tournament. Mali defeated Nigeria 1-0 in the final match of the tournament held in Sierra Leone. Nigeria Basketball Federation has approved a 7-day shift of the 2019 Men's Premier Basketball League to allow clubs complete the administrative processes. Its Secretary General, Afolabi Oluwayemi Olabisi, said the deadline extension was at the instance of clubs intending to participate at the Basketball League, stressing that the league season would commence on Saturday, October 19th in the Atlantic and Savannah conferences. The venue for the Atlantic Conference has been relocated to Ilorin, Kwara State, while the Savannah Conference will be held in Zaria. My point: Atlantic Conference, Oluyole Warriors, Customs, Rivers, Hoopers, and the rest of them. Savannah Conference, Kano Pillars, Barging Nets, Gombe Bulls, etc. See, we fix a date every time in Nigeria and we always postpone. Basketball is postponing the 7-day, 1-week shift because they want them to complete their processes administrative. You don't tell someone to complete his, you don't force him to complete his administrative process. You should know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a deadline.
Yeah, it's
now we're shifting by 7 days to allow players complete their registration. Should we tell them to do that?
No,
do you tell a man to eat breakfast in the morning?
Exactly. This is what happens when you actually try to bend rules for people, or you don't stand by even the rules that you set. When these players, if they actually knew that, okay, yes, they've set the rules and nobody's going to make shifts for you, nobody's going to bend it for you. If you don't meet up with the requirements, you are disqualified or something happens to you, then they respect it. Then things like this will not happen.
Isaac, I'm going to go up against you this morning. I never do though, but I'm going to go up against you this morning, Isaac. When the Super Eagles don't do well, don't forget I'm always the first man to say it. But when they do well, I'm the first man to say it too. You say Arena Sports World, good morning. The Samba just took it easy on Nigeria.
Really?
Good one for the Super Eagles, but again, poor game management. Isaac, I don't know what to mean by the Samba guys took it easy on Nigeria. I think I can say Nigeria took it easy with the Samba boys, if you ask me. Really. That was a very good performance by the Super Eagles. You say poor game management. I don't know where you got that from. Was it from Raw or from the players? The call line is still 0805 897 0897.